we're back with another episode of Watch and Cut. So today we're going to go back and dive right back into the VC Edge. We're going to take this guy apart, we're going to clean her up, we're going to do a little maintenance on it, and then Jason actually provided Dirk a replacement clip for his with a little bit lower tension, which will be nice because it'll bring some color back to this knife. So we're going to go ahead and replace the clip. So very cool. We'll also get to see the inner workings of this really cool knife and see how difficult or easy it is to take apart. Alright, so starting off, I'm going to start off with these two guys right here. I did bring some kind of mediocre hand tools.
Oh man, he's a television repairman. Got this ultimate set of tools. I can fix it.
Because I don't think titanium and carbon fiber requires a lot of hand force to loosen up things. I don't know. I just figured that, you know, I think hand is going to be just fine for tightening and loosening. So I got this good old trusty little hinder tool here. Let's see. So this one right here is a T. This is a T10. I'm using a wee hobbit. And let's go ahead and see. So now right off the bat here, I think we got a free spinning pivot. Or not really. So we got a little bit of Loctite going on. So when I have Loctite, I just work her back and forth. And everything's coming out nice and smoothly. That's what she said.
Michael, please. There he is. Please.
There he is.
Alright, so now that we got this pivot out here, quite a bit of Loctite on that bad boy, but everything looks good. And let's move on to screw number 2, which is going to be this guy right here. And then hopefully we just got a scale that lifts up, and voila. Take this bad boy off right here. So very mild, if any, of Loctite on the rear, which is nice. So I like that. I put it back together. I'll probably clean off the threads a little bit. And there it is. Pretty cool. Very nice milling. Very, very nice. Here's the little stop pin. Put that in there. And let's take a look at this pivot area. So here's his integrated kind of detent key. It's kind of like a nub. I don't know, similar to something maybe like Brian from Sharp Eye Design does. But it's just part of the steel lock bar that's inserted here. So we'll keep these two together. We'll do this. I like how it's kind of all inset in there. And then we'll keep them in their orientation in this manner. Very, very cool. Let's take a look at this bearing right here. Very, very nice. And you can see his initials facing upwards, VC, on this particular bearing, which is kind of cool. So we'll put that guy right back in its orientation in the way that it was. And that will go this way. And it is to be noted, everything in here is actually really dry and very clean. So really not much going to be doing anything there to change or reinvent things. That's kind of usually how you screw things up. So we'll keep this in its downward orientation. I mean, it is lubricated, there's oil in there, but it's just very clean, very inset. Alright, this bearing's gonna go in this orientation right here. I guess we could actually just keep this guy in here. So now to change the clip, I may not even actually have to mess with the backspacer at all, really. Perfect. Decent amount of Loctite on this guy. So here we go. That's the pocket screw clip. We'll keep that aside. And then, voila, out comes the clip. Pretty cool how it's keyed in there. I really like that. Man, this thing's just really nicely machined. Look, he even pocketed the inside. There's holes drilled out here for maximum weight savings. I mean, these are all like kind of little like secrets of how he gets the weight down to what he does. It's kind of cool. And then that explains the mystery of the fastened backspacer here. It's just one more screw. But since Jason's using some thread locker, I'm literally not going to mess with that. We're just going to leave that alone because that's not our intended mission here. So, very, very cool. Not a whole lot of parts, just the right amount. Not a whole lot of overcomplication. I mean, yeah, I think it's pretty cool. So here's the new clip marked lower tension, because probably Dirk wanted something maybe with a little bit lighter tension. So the way the new clip goes on, it's gonna kind of key in right here with these two little tabs, which is awesome. Can't mess it up really. And you could see how the head tapers in there. It's for those inset head screws, which I think is really cool too. So now that we got that, so stuff like this, like I said, I like to just do it very slowly, because, you know, if you guys have been around knives for a while or other stuff, you know, there's some things we deal with titanium on a regular basis nowadays. It's pretty popular type material, and the problem with titanium is, though, as strong and lightweight as it is, yeah, it's not as strong as steel. Popular contrary to the average person's belief. Now it does change the tone of the clip a little bit, but man, that looks good. You see it's got a bit of a more of a pink tone with this one. Actually, kind of think Dirk needs to take all these things and send them back to Jason and make this color. This is exquisite. It's like a blue royal. Wow. The clip kind of looked like it matched that, but yeah, I think the some of the hardware and stuff needs to go back and get a little touch up. So let's put all this back in its orientation. Do I want to cheat and put just a little bit of my own oil and rub this thing down just a little bit? Yes, I do. Yes. Alright, so let's get this right here. So this is like KPL, but it's ultra light. But being that this is a knife of its caliber, all we're going to do is just kind of rub it down like this. I'm going to rub down the little detent deal there. Alright. As far as the bearings, pretty clean. We can just go ahead and kind of do this guy. I just don't really want to like be heavy on any of this stuff because, you know, I don't know how hard these bearings are pressed in or, you know, any of that nature. So I kind of want to keep it, you know, how the maker kind of intended this all to be. I think it's probably wiser to inset the bearing like this. Now here's the other interesting part of the blade that we should look at. There's a little detent hole right here that receives the little detent key on the C shape, and then that's what allows for the knife to have a steel lock interface, is that it's inset there at the bottom. That is really, really cool, and just really well executed. Alright, so now that we know everything's set properly, I'm going to go ahead and put this guy in the locked position. I'm going to keep this kind of all together, press forward as much as possible while we go ahead and this is going to clean good. Little area. Alright, I just wiped it off with a little cotton cloth. I'm going to do the same with this guy. Cool. Very, very clever. A ceramic face for the disc to rotate on. I just, yeah, that's really damn cool. I don't think I've ever seen that before on another knife. It's pretty damn clever. So I'm just kind of trying to set things in position here. I just put the stop pin in right here, as you can see. And then, you know, as far as this, I mean, let's do a quick cotton cloth wipe down. Yeah, we're good right here. Maybe we'll do a little bit of this. I mean, ceramic's kind of self-lubricating, so none of this is really important. I think the only reason why I'm doing this, more or less just to kind of clean up and get the muck off of it. After I apply the oil, I'm trying to kind of clean most of the oil off of it, for the most part, not all of it. And let me make sure I'm not missing anything here before I lock stuff down. Got the clip on. Yeah, no. Wow, it's just so simple.
A caveman could do it.
What?
Oh no,
Not cool.
I did not know you were there.
So basically what I'm trying to do here is I'm going to try to line up the stop pin first. I'm going to rotate down and lock in the pivot like I just did. And then I'm going to try to kind of wiggle the back portion in. So this way we got nice and everything lined up. And sometimes you're going to have to give it a little bit of give and wiggle and play, but it'll get in there. Bingo. So you heard everything kind of set in there. That's perfect. We're going to go ahead and put this guy back together. I'm going to start out by just setting in the pivot. Is that it? Yes. Alright. Here's the T10. So I'm not going to re-thread locker this thing because I have a feeling it may come apart again. And everything's so nice and tightly tuned, I don't think that's going to be necessary on this knife at the moment. It is going to get passed around a little bit. I'm not sure if other people are going to take it apart. And if I put thread locker on it, that may compromise that pretty well. So we're just going to kind of let the original thread locker set back in with the threads and the titanium screws as is. I can feel the resistance of the original thread locker in there, so we're gonna kind of use that in sense to kind of just lock everything back together. When I tighten knives, folding knives down, I like to start from the rear.
That's what she said. Oh, that's good.
Of the handle first. I like to kind of move my way up to the pivot. But with this kind of stuff, we're going to be ever so gentle because we're dealing with carbon fiber and not stainless steel or titanium. So we are most definitely going to have to be very gentle about our approach with everything. Alright. So I'm going to do hand tight. See where we're at here. Okay, got some more work to do. So I got this backside locked down. Okay, feeling pretty good.
Happy, 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 happy.
Alright guys, so we got her all back together. You know, the clip doesn't match as well as I'd like it to, but I think the rest of the knife should be matched to this clip. I really love that. Pretty cool. I want to say tuning this thing back to its original feeling was a little bit fiddly, not really, but if you want it just right, the tolerances are so close on this thing, you just got to make sure you be patient with it. And now, nice smooth action, everything is perfectly lined up. Dead center as before. Snappy. Crazy action like before. Man, this thing you just keep wanting to deploy this thing, huh? Yeah, pretty cool guys. So this is gonna be my last video with this VC Edge interface, and as you can see, the maintenance and everything is just not that bad at all. So we'll see you guys all on the next one.